All right, today, if I was gonna list my personal property for sale here in Georgetown and I wanted the most money for it, here are 3 things I would absolutely do. First and foremost, I would take advantage of the private exclusive period. I know for a fact that homes will be most attractive to the buyer public 2 different times: before it's ever listed for sale and for the first week or so that it's listed on the market. So taking advantage of a private exclusive and put that listing out to 1,600 agents in one click of a button and immediately be engaging the response that we do or don't receive at a certain price point. If I think that my home is worth $1 million, I can't help but wonder, would someone pay $1,075,000? Would someone pay $1.1 million for this property? But putting in the MLS at an inflated number has significant downside risks that I'd like to avoid. I'm also going to remind myself that no days on market accrue during private period of time, and there's never a public record of the price point during that private period of time. So there's a lot of pluses to testing the waters privately. Never ever underestimate the draw to an off-market property for the buying public. All right, number 2, I would obsess about presentation. You ever walk into a car dealership and see that showroom and look at a car and see there's mud all over it, there's dents, there's dings, the hubcap's missing? No one would ever do that. And it's not to say that a car is the same as a house. House is much more expensive, much more valuable, and in many cases, it's the largest asset that somebody has. So I'm gonna look for clutter. I'm gonna look at landscaping. I'm gonna think about staging. I'm gonna think about cleaning those windows, grout, caulking, decluttering, depersonalize, clean again, wash those windows. Every single thing that I can do to make this important asset in its perfect state, I'm gonna do. In our experience with our team, 9 out of 10 of our buyers think they've got this vision. They can see past all this. And in our experience, maybe 1 out of 10 can. That presentation is critical. Spend the time, do it right. And if budget is a concern, at Compass, in almost all cases, someone can work with Compass Concierge and will front that expense and then simply have that expense paid at the successful settlement. All right, number 3, hire an expert. Real estate's a pretty important thing. Working with somebody that's got your back, that knows what they're doing, is critical. Just last week, I'm sitting down at 3303 Water, one of the more prestigious buildings here in Georgetown. The agent shows up before his client, and just chatting, and how's the market, blah, 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 back and forth. And this agent goes on to say, on and on about Prince George's County. I said, where are you from? He goes, oh, I live in Frederick, Maryland. He's here to show a $2 million property in the heart of Georgetown. Talked to him a little bit more, said, young guy, how long have you been doing this business? He goes, 9 months. I meet his client 15 minutes later. She lives in Book Hill, right here in Georgetown, talking about Dent Place, East Village, West Village, schools in the area, everything, Georgetown. And this agent's eyes just glazed over, and I thought, how is this very real buyer looking at a $2 million property in one of the best buildings in Georgetown, working with someone who's not been licensed for a year from Frederick, Maryland? So if I'm listing my property, I want an expert. I want someone who knows the block, the street, the bus stop, the comparatives, every nuance of my market. That's the type of person that I want. This person is probably going to be confident, aggressive, and know exactly what they're doing in their own lane, so to speak. So to sort of go back at it, private exclusive, obsess over presentation, hire an expert. It's Michael Brennan with Compass here in Georgetown. Have a great day.